So, that being said, Madam President, I move for a resolution. And in the resolution, I want it to read, resolved, the Village Board directs the scope of the Economic Development Task Force to be expanded to explore economic development and the creation of sustainable revenues for all the area inside the Winfield Planning District. I've taken the opportunity to write this down to give to our clerk, and I've also got a couple of copies here for the trustees.
I second that.
Well, if you're proposing an action item, it's not on the agenda. So it's a violation of the Open Meetings Act to have an action item that's not on the agenda. You can approve it to be referred to Committee of the Whole. If you're talking about amending the ordinance, we should have an ordinance drafted before it ends up on the action item portion of the Village Board meeting agenda.
Trustee Allen.
A couple of things here. First off, I did search Sterling codifiers. It's not in here. I'm just telling you what I'm coming up with. It's I think we were codified, it felt like 9 months ago, right? It should have been about 9 months ago. All right. There is no results for Economic Development Task Force in any shape or form. It's just not here. Second thing, this is a resolution. It is a live motion, and the only way we can dispatch it is by voting on it. So we are voting. What we're voting to do is to give direction. It is just so that we can have a quick lesson on Robert's rules. We can have a resolution to wish Dan Watson a happy birthday, and we all vote on it, and we can vote 4-2, meaning 2 people voted against having Dan Watson a happy birthday. A resolution is not legislation. And just to make that abundantly clear, I took the opportunity to call my own lawyer on this, and I'm going to send this down so that everyone can get a copy of it over here. This is just a statement of guidance to an ad hoc committee. Now, that being said, I had a conversation with Trustee Hughes yesterday, and he was in favor of this when we left the meeting. All we're doing is suggesting to our own committee, our ad hoc committee, that we want them to look at the entire town. If this was, imagine this is a statement of, should we wish Dan a happy birthday? If you feel that we should resolve to tell our committee that they should look at the whole town, that's all we're asking you to do here.
See?
No.
That's what this said. So maybe
we do have a motion on the table that Kathy Ellett is explained that is in violation of our Opens Meeting Act because the item is not on the agenda.
It's a resolution. Madam President, it's a resolution. This is not legislation.
Trustee Allen moves the following resolution. To me means motion.
There's no other way to make a motion than to say the word move. That's why it says resolved.
You can recommend that it is moved to a committee for a committee of the whole for a next board meeting.
All right, move to change my motion to Trustee Allen resolves.
I would hate to see this die under something like this, so can we add it to the next committee of the whole?
No, we can't. We have a live motion. It's seconded. We have to vote on it.
Can I ask a question of legal?
Yes.
So the semantics here, we move or we resolve. Is there a difference between those two?
Well, yeah, a motion is a more informal action item, and then a resolution is more formal, and then an ordinance is a codification, may carry penalties or so forth. The problem here is not what it's characterized as, but the fact that you're directing a committee that's been charged under ordinance with a certain duty, you're changing that duty that is directed by ordinance. That requires an amendment to the ordinance. Any action item it has nothing to do with Robert's rules. Voting on an action item that's not on the agenda, that there hasn't been given 48 hours notice to the public that it's going to be considered, is a violation of the Open Meetings Act. It has absolutely nothing to do with Robert's rules.
So may I consider an adjustment to the resolution?
An amendment?
Yeah.
Let me make my suggestion first. That we resolve that we would like to expand the scope of the Economic Development Task Force in accordance with our ordinances and procedures, and that's it. Be it resolved.
Works for me.
That would not be a violation.
Because you're not changing
So,
the ordinance yet.
Right.
Just-
we are,
we still would have-
we are resolving, we are recognizing as a board that we all are in some level of agreement that we would like to expand the scope of the Economic Development Task Force. We can come up with a draft of the new ordinance and push, move that through the appropriate procedures, hopefully with a very limited amount of discussion. So may I amend your motion, Trustee Allen? Or may I amend your suggestion?
The motion, that's fine, I'll second that.
There is a motion on the table.
Okay.
You're going to amend the motion, and then you're going to say it for our clerk here, and she's going to write it down.
Resolved that the village board directs that the scope of the Economic Development Task Force be expanded to include the entire village planning area in accordance with our ordinance and procedures.
Second.
That's a no-brainer, by the way.
And call the vote.
On the amendment,
Yes.
Trustee Olson,
Yes.
Trustee Allen,
Yes.
Trustee Bajer,
Yes.
Trustee Hughes,
Yes.
Trustee Reyes,
Yes.
and Trustee Spandy.
Yes.
The motion is passed.
Now the original motion? Or not at all because it's a resolution? It's resolved.
Can you just cancel
It's a motion to resolve. It's,
the original one?
no, and that we just, because we accepted the amendment, it answers the first one. You don't have to vote on the first one anymore.
You're clear.
It was really an amendment that completely altered it. It doesn't really need another vote.
Okay. Trustee Allen, anything else?
Nope, that's about it.